We're live. Okay. We had some technical difficulties between the weather outside here in Houston and StreamYard having problems with a lot of people trying to go live at the same time. But I'm glad that I was able to work it out, even though we're tad bit behind right now. But thank you for tuning in to TXC Tells All. We're here because there are some graduates of law schools that are probably trying to figure out what to do right now with their life as they're planning for studying for the bar and starting their lives outside of being a law school student. So I'm going to give you 10 tips about things that I think would be helpful for you to be successful in your journey to pass the bar exam and actually land the job that you can have some return on your investment. So if you're tuning in and you're on the replay gang, you're not watching it live, make sure you do hashtag replay gang in the comment section. I always like to see where our people are watching from. So let me know either where you're watching from, what state, or what law school you graduated from, and you're preparing for the bar, what state you're preparing for. So I'm going to get right into it because we're a little behind because of all the technical difficulties. But if you're new here, I'm Larita. I'm an attorney. And we have a pre-law, law school, and beyond playlist on this channel where we give some actionable tips. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some 10 actionable tips about how you can be successful post-law school. Now that you have a law school degree, you can be successful as far as studying for the bar exam and thereafter. So if you're new here, I'm going to share what we usually do here. And if you want to subscribe to our channel, feel free to subscribe. But we have a whole, and if you're watching your phone right now, when I share stuff on the screen, it might be helpful to turn your phone sideways so you can see the screen a little better, but we have a whole pre-law, law school, and beyond channel. It has 108 videos on it. This is today's video. We do like short videos, we do longer videos, long form videos, and things you should know, like how much do lawyers make? What should you do in the first 5 years after practicing if you want to go into big law? How to write essays. This can be helpful for those who are taking the bar exam. If you're interested in going to HBCU law school, writing, graduated law school, now what? Soft skills, character and fitness, things of that nature. All these things we have in our pre-law, law school, and beyond playlist. There's 108 videos there, so there's plenty for you to choose from. And I wanted to also share, if you're not subscribed, if you're not following us on Instagram, we have an Instagram page too. And let me share that with you. I'm going to share one of the videos that I did. I think this is now 2 years ago, but this is when you finally graduate law school, you get email about bar prep classes starting Monday.
Oh my God.
So I'm pretty sure you might be feeling this way. If you're not already following us on Instagram, the same name on Instagram, TXC Tells All. Tracy and Larita, we're both attorneys. Both went to HBC law schools, and we are both here in Houston, Texas. So shout out where you're watching from. If you're from Houston and from a different place, shout out, but also follow us on TXC Tells All on Instagram. So I'm going to get right into it with the 10 tips, and then you comment if you're a recent graduate so I know kind of where we're watching from. So the first tip is you graduated from law school, you got the law school degree, you have a JD now. You don't get the Esquire ESQ behind your name until you pass the bar exam, right? So what do you do now? Well, the first thing is to enjoy your milestone, right? I think that sometimes you get caught up in the fact that, oh, you got to move on to the next task. I need you to stop and revel in the success of you actually completing law school, because that was quite a feat. As far as 3 years, if you went full-time, or even more if you didn't go full-time, enjoy it, right? Because this is a marathon. I always tell people that even when they start law school is a marathon. Don't keep going, and then you lose steam because you were going too fast. Stop, take a minute, appreciate the fact that you made this accomplishment, and say, okay, let me enjoy it. I know for one, when I graduated law school, I had a graduation party. My parents threw me a graduation party. I had at least a week to kind of just relax and do stuff that I wouldn't normally have done during law school, and enjoyed it. So I would say that would be step one. That'll be my tip number one. Enjoy your milestone. Take a vacation if needed. Number two, I would say, is decide how you're going to pay for your bar study loans, bar study course. So I would recommend 100% taking a bar study course. I know some people self-study, but if you can manage it, try to get a bar study course that can help you prepare how to take the exam, because it's not even a matter of you necessarily knowing the materials and learning how to condense it into essay format or multiple choice format so that you can pass the bar exam. If you get graduation money, if you get scholarship money, if you get a bar study loan, find out a way to pay for a bar study loan. It will be well worth your return on your investment. This is standing between you and starting a job. Most jobs give you some great grace period to be able to get your results back, because the July 2024 bar results won't be out until October, November. But they assume that you've taken it and you're going to be successful, right? So you don't want them to renege on their offer because you didn't pass the bar exam. And some of them are gracious and give you a little more time to pass February, but you kind of want to already be prepared for that, right? So take it one time so you don't have to worry about it. My third tip is to decide how to pay for your living expenses while you study for the bar, right? Some people take out bar study loans, and I did that, but I only did it for the bar prep course. I didn't do it for my living expenses. I kind of budgeted my loans from the last year that we had in law school and had it run through the time I would be starting my new job. So I didn't have to budget from the loan money. I took out $3,000 for a bar study loan only, but some people didn't, right? And so they figure out how to pay their rent, their expenses while they're studying for the bar if they're not also working full time. If you have the choice to not work full time and study for the bar exam, I would say to do that, because you can give it undivided attention. You really only want to do this once, right? So if you can put that time in it, 6 to 8 weeks, to just devote to studying for it, I would highly recommend that. I know some people don't have that option. They have families to support, and that's understandable. But if you can, I would say do that. Comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're hopping in, if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay gang, and let me know where you're watching from. So that's what I would say. Number 4 is develop a 6 to 8 week exercise regimen. If nothing else, during studying for the bar exam, I was very fit, right? This is all part of the mind, body, and spirit, right? When you exercise your body, it helps you retain information that you're studying, so it doesn't go in the brain and out the ear kind of thing. So I developed a very consistent work exercise schedule where I studied and I exercise. I woke up in the morning, exercise for 30 minutes, and then I went to study and then had the classes for bar study. This helped me to be able to retain information and be able to pass the bar on the first try, right? So this is like tried and true information about what I did. Now, it may not be exact for everybody, but I know it worked for me, and it was definitely prioritizing what my body was doing and also my brain. Number 5, cut out excess noise, distractions, right? For the people that I had from my day ones who knew that I was going to law school to become a lawyer, they know that you are not going to be able to attend those weddings, those vacations, those things while you're studying for the bar exam. If they're really supportive of you, they will know that you will not be there for that, whatever, fill in the blank, while you're trying to study for 6 to 8 weeks. And I think that you have to set expectations with your family, your friends, so they know, like, listen, I'm only trying to do this once. Yes, I know you're doing this. I'll come back when I get across this board. So make sure you communicate this. I think some people say they want to be a lawyer and they want to pass the bar exam, but how bad do you want it if you're not giving it your undivided attention, so that you only have to do it once? So prioritize it so that you only have, you give it your undivided attention and you only have to do it once. My tip number 6 is, if you have not already secured a job, keep applying and attend networking events when not studying. So my study schedule was 5 days a week, and then on the weekend I could do what I wanted. Let's say Saturday, Sunday, make that a time to apply for jobs, go on LinkedIn, go to in-person networking events if you do not already have a job offer. I had a job offer before I started studying, which was great, but there are people that don't. And in that time, you need to be prioritizing them, because you're studying for the bar so that you can work, right? But if you don't have a job, then what are you doing, right? So I would say devote that time to looking for jobs on the weekend when you're not studying, not necessarily during study time. Tip number 7, reserve a hotel room near the bar exam location. This eliminates a lot of problems, a lot of stress for when you actually are trying to get to the bar exam for 2 to 3 days, depending on what state you're taking. If you're right there in the same location, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, it was traffic, I missed the exam. Oh my goodness, I was so tired from driving back after the first day. Avoid all that. Figure out how much it is. Budget for a hotel room that's right near where you're taking the bar exam so that you don't have to worry about anything. Let me see where we got. who we watching from? Hi, Janet, California. Okay, Janet, are you a recent graduate? Are you taking the California bar exam? Let me know in the comment section. And welcome to CXC Tells Off. You are new to the channel. So yes, reserve a hotel room. I end up going in with 2 other friends. We reserved the hotel room, and it also had the a gym in it. So we exercised before we took the bar exam because, like I said, you want to make sure that your body is in good shape and that your brain is in tip-top condition before you take the bar exam. This is all the ancillary things that people don't normally talk about when they say study for the bar exam. Is this and planning these other things so that you're successful in the long run. So that's tip number 7. Tip number 8, study 5 days a week on average for 6 to 8 weeks. That's what I did, and it worked out well for me. So I think that, I think that everybody's schedule is going to differ. If they have a work schedule that would not allow them to do that, that's fine. I just know what worked for me, and 5 days a week allows your brain to at least it'll be fresh for you for 6 to 8 weeks, right? And not to say that it wasn't stressful during that time. It definitely was, and I didn't work. I'm going to preface that I did not work. Studying for the bar exam was my job, right? And some people will work. And so you have to figure out what works for your schedule. Perhaps after work, if you also have a family, you have kids, you have to put the kids to bed and then study, set aside such amount of hours after they go to sleep to pass the bar exam. Whatever it takes. What I'm telling you right now is that if you don't, I see people saying they want to go to law school, they want to pass the bar exam, but then when they have a long list, but I got to do this, somebody wants me to do this. How bad do you really want it, right? That's what it comes down to. And so if you got a whole bunch of stuff going on, you might be taking that bar exam again because you didn't prioritize it like you needed to, right? And not to say that even if you do, you may not pass still, but at least you can eliminate that as one of the factors is why you didn't pass. So let's see. Janet, February 2026. Okay, so you're ahead of the game. So I like that, Janet, because you're kind of knowing what to do, like mentally prepare yourself. And check out our pre-law, law school and beyond channel because we have some tips for people who are current law students in there. It may be helpful for you as you finish in your journey. But I would say that definitely prioritize things ahead of time. I'm glad Janet is on here. She's not even needing to take it right now, but she at least knows preparing yourself mentally, even financially, right? When I mentioned in regards to like how you're going to pay for things, I was saying I made sure my loan money covered me, not just for the 9 months that it would normally cover me for, it covered me for 12 months because I knew I'd be starting a job that summer after the bar exam and I would have money for the rent for September when I normally be taking out another student loan, right? And that's up for another story in regards to how much student loans you should take out. We'll talk another day, but I went to school in an expensive city, which is Washington, D.C. And so I did take out student loans that I end up getting forgiven, but I would definitely do it differently if I could do it over again. All right. So number 9 tip is get 8 hours of sleep daily. Again, this may differ for people who have families and don't have the lifestyle. I would say if you can, it goes with the exercise, get sleep, eat well, and sleep, eat well, and exercise. And those things are a good recipe for you being successful in your studying and the studying actually paying off in this, like not going out your brain, like brain fog. I don't know what I just studied. So keep that in mind. And if you're just hopping on the live, shout out in the comment section where you're watching from. And if you're a current law student or a recent graduate. And number 10, when you go to the bar exam, the actual bar exam, wear comfortable clothes, layers in case it's hot or cold, and give it your best for 2 to 3 days, right? So the July bar exam, it was a hot July summer, but it might have been cold inside. I had on like a tank top and then a hoodie. So if it got cold, I had the hoodie. If I got hot, I could take it off. I had the tank top. So trying to make sure that you don't have the least amount of distractions while you're trying to take the bar exam. You're testing for quite a bit of hours each day. I believe at least 6 to 8 hours for each day. You want to make sure you're comfortable, and that's not what's going to distract you from being successful in the bar exam. I'm going to share my screen with you. And as I mentioned before, if you're watching on your phone, it might be helpful to turn your phone sideways so you can see what I'm sharing. This is the National Conference of Bar Examiners website. You probably are familiar if you're taking the bar now, but it just basically tells you for each jurisdiction. I'm going to scroll down to Texas because that's where I'm at. Although I didn't take the Texas bar initially, I took Maryland and passed, and then I actually was able to get in on admission. Admission on motion is one of those jurisdictions where it accepts other scores if you've been practicing for a certain amount of years. So it says 5 of the past 7 years, you can get into get in from another jurisdiction without actually having to take the Texas bar exam. So I actually was able to get Maryland and Texas, but only took one bar exam, and that's what I was dead set on only taking one bar exam. They have the UBE, the Unified Bar Exam. They started that in February 2021, and you need 270 to pass, and then that allows you to practice in states that accept the Unified Bar Exam. Excuse me. They accept the MBE. They have the MBE there. They have the multi-state essay exam, the MPT performance test, which is basically they give you a fact, a closed universe of facts, and then you have to decide what the issues are and things of that nature. And they also require you to have the MPRE, which is the professional responsibility examination. And you can actually take that at any time. You don't have to wait till the bar exam to take that. I think I took that at my sophomore year in a summer class. I took the actual course and then I took the summer class, and you just need an 85 passing score to say that you know the parameters of the professional responsibility in regards to practicing law. So check that out, peruse whichever jurisdiction you plan on practicing in, and figure out what is going to be important for you. That's all I have for the tips. I know, like I said, follow us on TXC Tells All on Instagram, and on, if you're new here, subscribe to our channel. Excuse me, I know we had some technical difficulties, but I wanted to hop on here. Oh, one more thing, alternative options for funding. I mentioned if you wanted a bar study loan, I wanted to leave information for that. Barbary, which is a bar study course. They also do like LSAT stuff too, I think. Or maybe they only do bar exam. Anyway, funding your bar prep in life during bar prep. They have options. They give you some options in regards to like scholarships. A lot of the state bars offer scholarships. I know in Texas, I think if you were taking the July exam, you would have needed to apply for the state bar scholarships in February. So Janet, since you have enough time, look out for those scholarships from the state bar exam, the State Bar Association. You can get those. Barbary has a public interest scholarship. You can get a low interest loan from your law school. And then, as I mentioned before, they're bar exam loans. Be careful about some of the bar exam loans. They have quite high interest rates on them, and you may end up getting stuck with like something that you may never pay off because you took out too much money. So like I said, I only took out what I needed for the bar study course. Some people took out for their living expenses. Don't overdo it because it's excessively expensive. Like some interest rate, like 19% or something like that. Whatever it was $3,000. Once I started working, I paid that off first so that I could get rid of that $3,000 and wouldn't have that hanging on my head. But it was an option so that I could actually devote towards it. And I'm a firm believer in taking one of those kind of courses. Had I taken the LSAT, the LSAT prep course, I probably would have gotten a higher score, but everything happens for a reason. I did it for the bar exam. I was able to only take the bar exam one time and was very successful. There are definitely people who do coaching for you, whether it's bigger companies or individual people who do it. So I would recommend investing in that kind of venture. So thank you, Janet, for tuning in today and commenting. Anybody else in the live, shout me out. If you have any questions before we hop off the live, put it in the comment section. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, let me know if you have any questions about the bar exam, about aspiring attorneys, aspiring law students. If you're not in law school yet, but you're interested and you're ahead of the game, let me know in the comment section. We're passionate about giving information that we perhaps didn't have when we were trying to go through this journey. I graduated law school in 2011, so I'm quite a bit ways out and can look back and say, oh, I hope that I can help somebody with the information that I've learned along the way. So thank you for tuning in tonight, even with all the technical difficulties, and we'll see you in the next video.